So, as this keeps happening, the world gets flung into chaos. More chaos. Iceland is taken by America. These islands are taken by America. These islands are making sure that are taken by Siberia. As the Europeans being the final part of the group that is alive.
Didn't it say that it was that one until a couple of years ago?
Okay, so Finland unites with this part of Russia, and Siberia gets kicked out of that part of Russia. And with Siberia making a new little offensive with the help of the U.S. troops, the U.S. and Siberia start to kick out the Russians. And with the Russians dying and falling fully, and Belarus gets pushed into and taken. And Ukraine gets taken too. The Siberians got all of Russia except this part. And they take that part, and Finland gets taken. And as Sweden and Norway got pushed into and gets taken, Denmark gets taken, Scotland gets taken, and from Scotland, another entire area of Ireland gets taken. With the British Isles falling to the hands of the North American Union and Siberia, Germany and Poland gets taken. With a stalemate across this area being taken place, the red team begins. And with nukes going boom boom, going everywhere now, a nuclear war begins. France nukes the U.S., Washington, D.C. As many nations as they can nuke the U.S., destroying its economy. But with Spain getting nuked drastically, and France gets taken almost fully, and Germany is almost fully taken. Switzerland being able to hold out as they leave the war. Not neutral anymore because the U.S. starts to invade into them. With all the guerrilla warfare, Switzerland comes out victorious. And with Switzerland coming and trying to free all the Alps, they start to. With these areas connecting and the Alps going down here and the Celtic are getting taken, Switzerland frees the Alps as a giant encirclement is made. But with the taking and trying to destroy areas, and Italy gets taken, and Switzerland starts to be taken. Switzerland falling to themselves as rebel groups were funded. And with these areas starting to fall, and boom, and the world falls into shambles. Greece gets taken, Thrace gets taken, And the final part, Georgia and Turkey. But with Turkey making Operation Detonation, taking Crimea and other parts, Romania is freed. And Moldova. And Turkey dies. And Turkey kicks out them and takes this entire area back. This is what it looks like. The Turkey secretly going over here, takes that parts of Iraq and back, and Kuwait gets taken, and then a giant pushback is formed, taking all the way into Turkey and crippling Turkish land. And with Ukraine falling back to the red team, and the red team ultimately winning World War III. This is the red team now. So let's look at this treaty. So this is the treaty. Mongolia gets this. Korea gets this. Taiwan gets this. India gets this. Siberia gets this. America gets, well, all the Americas. Antarctica just is Antarctica. Africa is still Africa. Europe is mostly Europe except this. And Turkey got screwed over again. Oh yeah, Israel took Palestine, or Palestine took Israel, whatever. Something happened. I do not want to anger my Palestine fan or my Israeli fans. So let's get far in the video. Europe is mostly unharmed, except the Western. Ukraine unites with Siberia. USA, other known as the North American Union, is now the Americas. And since of all the nukes, ash forms up. But not yet. Not yet will too much ash form up. But with more and more wars beginning, like India goes to war with, India doesn't go to war. France, Spain with the help of Portugal. This is practically another European war. So let's look at this. I'm just going to keep America red. It's going to take too long to turn it blue, turn it white. Okay, so with the French moving in Germany, taking Bavaria, yeah. But Spain moving in, but not making too much progress because of the mountain range. And Italy, but not making too much progress. And with France, at this point, getting up to Hamburg, taking that city. But with the Great French March beginning. Oh yeah, Denmark is on the side of France. And with Berlin eventually being taken and getting got rid of, and Germany is destroyed. But in the meanwhile of that, Spain and Italy formed a giant front line. Spain didn't care about Portugal, but now they are caring about Portugal. That's what Portugal got while that happened. While France is falling, Portugal is growing. At this point, Spain is almost fully taken. As Spain gets destroyed, this is what's left of the Spanish. As the French push back, as the Spanish retreat, they get to the border of Italy as Italian troops are not there. They think it's a trap, so they're very cautious. And then they look the other way. Italy. With them secretly making a secret offensive as they knew this would happen, and with the help of Portugal, encircle the Italian and Spanish troops. Which slowly but surely, and growing, and eventually the encirclement is fully encircled, no coast. A stalemate occurs here, but not here. As the French troops will take all of France and and the rest of the Italian military, all the vehicles and stuff, march right into France, connecting with the actual army. And France eventually cutting them off. And then it being taken. Eventually, Italy is forced to surrender. Or else they would get rid of them. With Italy surrendering, the treaty is this. Ow! Spain still exists. Germany is now northern. Italy lost barely any land. That's all. Oh yeah. Portugal took most of Spain. Portugal almost united the entire Iberian Peninsula. So let's go to a different war. The Saudi Arabian conquistas. With Saudi Arabia beginning the conquistas, the world is now really imbalanced. First, they take Jordan. I'll just spare you the details, as it was not good for the Jordani. Or Jordan just got sent an ultimatum and had to accept it. Yeah, that's more likely. Saudis taking it as a side, but no choice being zero troops being on the other side. A tiny little push, but with Saudi Arabia breaking that push, destroying Yemen, and with Oman being destroyed, secretly more and more troops are pushing over here, going all the way back to Yemen. But then officially taking this area and the UAE. And this nation, but the Turks just trying to make a giant encirclement. They do. So many troops being pulled out from this area, causing them to be able to destroy it. And then the encirclement gets broken, and these nations get destroyed. With Saudi Arabia fully annexing each and every one of these nations, the Iberian Union forms, or should I say, the Arabian Empire, the Saudi Empire. I don't know what it would be called, but I would just say the Saudi Arabian Empire, or the Empire of Saudi Arabia. Yeah, that's what it's called. Saudi Arabian Empire, or the Empire of Saudi Arabia. That's what it's called. So, well, this is the Saudi Arabians. I think they will go after Syria. And Syria, they're starting to die. And Turkey not only having a border with Syria, so they cannot join in. But I'm also joining Jordan. Just for more coastline. Purpose of coastline? And I don't know. Absolutely murdering the Syrians. They already have a civil war, but that civil war is resolved. This island gets united. And New Zealand form the Oceanic Union, start forming the Oceanic Union, so on, but with many nukes being used. But Iran at some point also using nukes on Saudi Arabia. Boom. Boom. And with this being kind of bad for the Saudis, as they nuked everywhere, mate. Even newly acquired lands, all of this area got nuked or got hit by missiles. What are those? That causes a giant cloud of smoke. At this point, Azerbaijan gets this area. Has to buy this area, then Azerbaijan doesn't and gets rejected. Rejected. Gets rejected. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna unite this island again. This island gets united too. Ah! The Oceanic Union starts to form. to buy. This time they accept because of how much they were offering. I ain't saying. And the Oceanic Union has about that much coast. Maybe about that much coast. The answer is actually this much. That's a nice continent there, but not nearly as big as this boy. I throw 1, 2, 3 of these. We're getting one of these. Oh yeah, Mongolia just chills. India takes Nepal. Bangladesh. Bhutan and Myanmar. Yeah, now that's the new. Normal nukes being used. Siberia missiles accidentally hit Poland, causing accidentally hit France. And also parts of Poland. And parts of Czechia. Secretly make their own new missile manufacturer. It's not looking good. Oh yeah, France also kind of took this area. France was just feeling that. With France. And then Czechia being hit. A drastic hit. It's each of them like it was intentional. But with this happening rather quickly, and the Siberians claiming to be the offender. Siberia happily took this because they got the land they wanted. This one. But in a different way they expected. There's the area of Saudi Arabia that needs fixing. I'll just do this. Okay, so let's look at this war. Yeah, not knowing that this would happen, and Poland getting taken parts of Siberia. Lord Siberia quickly responded, coming all the way over here, building its giant front line, and boom, Poland gets pushed into. Hoping to acquire some new land. They joined the war. Taking Poland with the help of what they may call the Soviet Union. But it ain't, it's the Siberians. And with Czechia being taken, and France falling. Just don't mind the Swiss blue stuff. They fix there on Switzerland and destroys the French. Almost. But then their old ally joins the war. The Portuguese. And the Portuguese will not like that France is falling. You get that, guys? These will not like that the French are falling. But with them somehow being able to push through as the Portuguese arrive, cutting off a high mountain and circling it, retreating all the way to this little area and not being taken. As suddenly they find a rebel groups, with many rebels popping up in the side of especially the Spanish area. So many pop up that even Spain starts to form back up. The north of Spain gets taken, and all of Spain gets taken, and there's Spain. Spain actually pulling up, connecting to this rebel group, but before they connect to that rebel group, it gets destroyed. So with them, first still being French officially on the phone, but then Portuguese bring her Spanish start to line and get taken. The only part Spain left is the French part now. Okay, so French falling and nukes being used, and a lot of them. Some way the red team wins, and I will look at this treaty right now. This is the treaty. So this is the treaty. Poland gets destroyed. France gets destroyed. Germany becomes looks like a certain nation from a certain time period before in between 1936 and 1943. Seems like a certain nation. Let's hope a certain man didn't come back from the dead. Before the end of this is what's left. A war between these men are going to await. Okay, grab this, announcement. Go to this. Go to this. The reason for the Great African War is the two leaders of these disagree on which ideology is better. Democracy or communism. So with this nation having more population, with this nation having more land, secretly building up a secret little break, destroying an entire area. I'm having about 500 million And these nations rolling back up and starting to get back their land, but didn't get all of it as there's a encirclement that got destroyed. And they're going to die. A nation with less population than them. But then a secret little thing happens. A certain nation provides help to a certain nation. Them destroying, cutting the nation in half. But this nation getting rid of this. They start to make a little destruction, cutting it into 1, 2, 3 parts, then 4, and then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then a cut happens, and this area starts to crumble. Now it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a tiny breakthrough. 3, 2 parts, and then 1 part, but no, still 2 parts. And then a breakthrough happens. But yeah, Madagascar is now contested between the red team and the blue team. The blue team has about that much of Madagascar, while the red team has much. But with the red team quickly destroying the blue team's secret cutout. And starts to destroy and does this and that, and that, and that. And at some point, after many years, the red team wins. Being full annexation, Africa is now united under a singular group. Wait, it ain't done yet. The red team still has to win in Madagascar. They just forgot about that. So the blue team takes all Madagascar and makes a little do this and do that and the bingy takes all the other ones. This and quickly with the great naval blockade right Madagascar right here. Still being at that's what they do. They expect this. So they use their ships and move right through them. And do this. So then Madagascar, the Great Battle of Madagascar results in a blue victory. But the war doesn't result in a blue victory. With the blues getting out of Africa. Going back to their ships and going straight back. Forming a great barrier. And forming tiny little dots. You may ask, why are they forming dots? Because, look, they'll have to go like as opposed to having to go like Zol. Instead, they'll have to go, if they want to get to Madagascar, like that. But if you just place many more dots, like this, so from here go 1, you have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 turns. But the ships probably are gone. So, stalemate occurring until one nation changes it all. Then, they make a breakthrough. destroying the ship. Destroying Madagascar. All this radio being this. So this is about all I'm gonna do for now. So we got another episode of season 1. See you guys later. Peace. Bye.